Welcome to a new session of your science class. Today we are going to discuss the fifth chapter in our science textbook, Flowers, Fruits and Seeds. Before getting into this chapter, let's see what all are there to be learned in this chapter. First of all, we will learn different parts of a flower. We have been seeing different flowers in across our region. Different flowers has different shapes, different smells, and of course they do have a common specification, that is they will have a particular arrangement of parts. We will learn that. Then how are new plants formed, how insects and other animals help the plants to reproduce, or how the insects and animals help to make new plants. Then, parts of a seed. All the plants grow from a seed. Then, what will be the different parts of that? Then, the process of germination. That will be a new term for you. We will learn in this chapter. Then, what all are the conditions necessary for germination? Now, let's get into the chapter. First of all, let's see what is a flower. There are two beautiful flowers given in the slide. You can see a sunflower and you can see a butterfly sucking the nectar or honey part from a flower. Now let's see what are flower. Flower is the part of a plant that which blossoms. Then this flower form fruits. In different plants, it will be in different form. In some plants, most of the plants, the flowers will turn into a fruit. There are various kinds of fruits that we eat, which were flowers once. Now, let's see. This picture is in your textbook, so please take your textbook and look at this picture once. Then pause the video. Just have a look at that picture once clearly. Then we will move to the next part. Now we are going to see different parts of a flower. The first and important part of a flower is sepal. Look at the picture in the right side of your screen. You can see sepals. Did you see this one? There is a green color. You can see this. Yes, this one over here. This one that I have circled. The green colored leaf like part, that is called the sepal. In the examination, you will be given a picture and you will be asked to mark the different parts of a flower. So learn now itself what is sepal or where is sepal. Now this is called the sepal of a flower. Now please read this session. The outermost green leaf-like parts at the base of a flower are the sepals. Now that is the definition for sepal. It's a green leaf-like part at the base of the flower. You can see where sepal is lying. Now the sepal protects the flower when it is a bud. You can see a picture in the left, that is the condition of a flower before it becomes a flower or when it is a bud. It is this sepal that protects the flower. So that is important. You will be asking what is the function of sepal, then you can say the sepals protect the flower when it is a bud. Now let's part petals. Petals are also in that picture. This part is called the petal. Petals are the white or colorful parts of a flower. That is called petal. Now, stamen. You can see in the first picture also, You can see in the first picture a filament-like or a tube-like structure that is zoomed and given as the second picture, that is called the stamen of a flower. Now, let's see the importance of stamen. Stamens are the male part of a flower. You know, in human beings also there are male and female. When our parents marry and when they have a relation, a new baby is born. Just like that, the male part and female part of a flower will come together to form a new plant. But it is not like how human beings do. It is different. We will learn that in this chapter. Anyway, we can say stamens are the male part of a flower. Now look at the structure of stamen, the picture that is here. What is the shape? It has got a thread like and a sac like structure. This is the thread part and this is the sac part. The thread part is called the filament and the sac part is called the anther. Anther, A-N-T-H-E-R. Together they are called stamen. Now, if you open an anther, you can see the picture in the right side. You can see pollen sac. A sac like, a cover like structure will be there, and inside that there will be pollen. So we have learned three or four new terms. Understand it now itself. Now read the statements. Stamens are the male part of a flower. So you will be asked which is the male part of a flower. What will you answer? Stamen. Now each stamen is like thread and ends in a sac-like structure called anther. Each anther has many pollens. They are dust-like substances present in the anthers. So what are pollens? They are dust-like substances. Now let's see the next part. Now let's see how insects and flowers are related. Let's read the statement. Fruits, look at the yellow part. Fruits are formed when the pollens of a flower are transferred to the carpel of another flower of the same type. We have learned what are pollens. Pollens will be present and in one flower there will be pollen. If that pollen is taken to carpel or the female part of a different flower of same type, then new fruits will be formed. For that, plants do not have the ability to move itself. So, when the bees and butterflies come and suck the nectar, the pollen sticks on their body. You can see a bee or insect is sitting on the part of a flower. Then, what happens when it sucks the nectar? Some of the pollen will attach into its legs. Then it moves to the next plant. Then the pollen will be deposited in another flower's carpel. Then what happens? Then the pollen is taken to the female part of the flower. From there, new fruits will be formed. So, read the third statement. When they visit the next flower of the same type, they deposit the pollens on them. So, this is how insects help the flowers to reproduce. Now, below that there is another point. When the pollens get deposited on another flower, the flower changes into a fruit. So, this is how a flower changes into a fruit. Otherwise, it will not change into a fruit. So, insects and butterflies helps to make the bee or help to change the flower into a fruit. Then the next point, the petals of the flower fall off and fruit begins to grow. This is not important. Just understand this part. The insects, the 3 points are very important. When the bees and butterflies come to suck the nectar, the pollen stick to their bodies or legs. When they visit the next flower of the same type, they deposit the pollens on them. Now, fruits and seeds. You have seen or we have had so many fruits of different varieties. And have you noticed one thing? Some flower will have one seed. Some flower will have more than one seed. You can see in the pictures or first section of pictures, all the fruits have only one seed. What about the pictures or fruits like, okay, like fruits like mango? How many seeds does it have? Only one seed. But look at the pictures in the bottom part. All the fruits have many number of seeds. Watermelon, guava, or papaya. All these have kiwi. All these have so many seeds. So they are different. Now, what is germination? This is a new term for you, so please listen now itself. The process of changing of a seed into a new plant is called germination. So read the statement and by heart the definition. The process of changing of a seed into a new plant is called germination. For example, we have all have had mangoes and there is a seed inside the mango once we eat the flesh of the mango. If we keep the seed under the soil, then new plant will be formed, right? This process is called as germination. Now, another important point, new plants germinate from the seeds if they get the right kind of soil, water, warmth, and air. This condition is called favorable condition. So, we will explain this once again. Just read the definition and by heart it. Now, let's see what is seed dispersal. We have seen some fruits have many number of seeds, some have only one seed. So, if the plants that are having many seeds, when the seeds are deposited in a particular place, it will be hard for all the seeds to grow. So, what the nature does is that it will automatically disperse the seeds. You can see the picture of a cotton plant here. Not cotton plant, some kind of plant. In this case, all the seeds will be dispersed to long distances. And this dispersal is done by different ways, by wind, by water, by animals and explosion of fruits. We will see that in detail. So understand the definition of dispersal. Process of scattering of seeds away from the mother plant is called seed dispersal. Now let's see one by one in detail. How does dispersion by wind happen? Some seeds will be very light, it will not have any weight. So, this can be easily taken away by the wind. For example, cotton seed. Look at the first picture. That is an example for cotton seed. What it does is that it will just float in the air and this wind will take this cotton plant to different places and once it reaches the soil, it will grow from there. That is the dispersion by wind. Now, dispersion by water. Coconuts and seeds of lotus. These two are the main examples for dispersion of water, dispersion by water. Now, we have seen coconut. It has got a coat of fiber, so it will float in the water. And when this coconut falls in the water, it will just float away and will move to a distant place and once it reaches the land, it will grow from there. That is the dispersion of water. Same thing is happening in the case of lotus seed also. Now, dispersion by animals. This is one of the important part or important way of dispersion. Some plants, after eating the flesh of some fruit, will take the seed and will, while flying or while moving to somewhere else, it will drop in the soil and from there it will grow. So, what it does is that it will take away the seed from the mother plant. For example, if a bird is sitting on a tree in a mango on a mango tree and once it has okay I'm just using a simple example. For example, a monkey is eating a mango from a mango tree. Once it eats the flesh, it will just throw the seed away or it will carry the mango to somewhere else and eat from there and will drop the mango seed there itself. So this mango tree or this small seed can grow very far away from the mother plant or mother tree. So it will get a good space and good nutrients and good sunlight, everything. That's how the dispersion by animals happens. Now, explosion of fruits. This is the case of some special fruits. Once it get dry, it will open or it will burst with a small jerk. Then the seeds will go to all the direction, and once it goes to different direction, it will blossom or it will grow from the soil over there. You can see pea pod. The examples are there. This is a picture of a pea pod. When it gets dry, it will explode, and you can see the seeds inside the pea pod going to all direction, and it reaches the soil and it will go grow from there. The balsam seeds is also, and balsam plant is also an example. Now let's see the parts of a seed. We would have all seen different types of seeds. You can imagine the seed of a mango itself, and all the seeds can be said to have a same structure, and we will see that structure or parts in detail. It has got three different parts. First one is seed coat. It is the outermost layer. It will protect the seed. So the function of the seed coat is to protect the seed. Then that is a covering over the seed. Next one, inside the seed there are one or two seed leaves called cotyledons. You can see in the first picture, the cotyledon inside the seed. There is also a baby plant or an embryo inside the seed. Just like our mother carried us inside her womb or stomach, it is womb, it is called. Then, just like that, there will be a baby plant inside the seed. You can see the picture in all the four pictures. There is a small leaf that is called the embryo. It's called embryo. 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 It is present inside the seed. Then, the cotyledons contain food for the baby plant. Just like humans, the plants also need certain things. So, the food is obtained by the seed or for the baby plant through cotyledons. So, this is the structure or parts of a seed. Now, let's see what are the conditions necessary for germination. Just like a plant needs certain, we have learned in our last chapters, plant needs certain things for photosynthesis. The same way, seeds also need right amount of oxygen, water, soil and good temperature for this germination process. Do you remember what is germination? Yes, the process of changing of a seed to a plant, that is called germination. For a seed to have a germination, what all things does it need? It needs oxygen. See one by one. A seed needs oxygen to breathe. Then a seed needs water to soften its hardness. The seed will be hard for not getting itself to damage. It will be having a strong nature, or it will be hard. To soften this one, it needs water. Also, the water gives so much nutrients to the plants. Now, soil. A seed needs soil not only to support the plant to grow, but it's also have got essential nutrients. We have seen soil can contain good nutrients and minerals. So, a seed needs the soil in two different ways. It needs for a support also to get nutrients. Now, a seed will not germinate if there is high temperature or low temperature. It will need a optimal temperature. Optimal means a temperature that is not so high or not so low. That's called warmth or good temperature. So that is the condition necessary for germination. I hope you understood this chapter. That's all in this chapter. It's a small one. So read the textbook once again before watching this video the second time. Thank you.